The good news is that was like a perfect coaching game from a learning standpoint. We may not even need to play a second game. We may just be able to focus on just the VOD of that one and some other stuff. Now, the question is, would you have been able to win without me in your ear? And the obvious answer is no, right? So we have to figure out what are the different things that I'm doing as someone who doesn't play fiddle, by the way, from a decision-making standpoint, that you're missing so that you can do this on your own. All right. That's what we need to get to. Let's go through this. All right, let's start here. So first mistake, you are behind. Your teammate dies. I had to yell at you to turn around. Your teammate dies. After you take scuttle, it made sense. But then you started going down. Right here. This costs you to miss cannon XP. You should be very excited to grab minions when you're behind, or when you're just playing junglers in general. If the big wave's crashing, take it, eat it so that you have 6. It's one of the many ways. This is another little secret trick that League of Legends has in its back end, or just in its game design formula, that allows for games to always be even. So let me do a little visual representation, okay? So right now, let's assume we didn't make a mistake, all right, in the beginning. You got Fiddle and J4, okay? And you got Mord and you got Gwen. Let's just use what happened as a good representation. So you're level 5, Mord's level 6, Jarvan's level 6. Well, Mordekaiser dies, Gwen gets level 7 as a result. But Gwen, just a second ago, she technically got level 7 off of that play. You are actually about to get level 6 off of that play, because you get to eat this wave up top. Right? You would have not had access to this had the Mord not died. You would have still been behind the Jarvan, but you're allowed to catch that wave up top and catch up a little bit. The only reason I'm bringing this up is I'm trying to illustrate the concept that, like, League has a bunch of things in place to always give you a chance to come back. So like, even though Mord is technically like running it down topside, right? You're able to eat that wave and get 6 and get value out of 6 sooner, because look, you were halfway to 6. Like, you had a ways to go. You literally get level 6 off of that. That's like a huge thing. You wouldn't have got level 6 off just one blue buff. Do you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So here's the first big thing. Now, this is when I realized that you actually don't know how vision works at all. What does this tell you? Does Triss know you're here or not?
I mean, she should know I'm there. I mean, she doesn't know it's me.
She knows you're there. Yeah, she knows you're there.
Yeah.
She doesn't see you necessarily. Well, she probably does see you put the ward down, actually. So she knows you're there. All right. So my point was, don't just stand here and sit, because it's useless. And don't just smack on this ward, because that's also useless. It takes us an hour. The other thing is, the other element of your game here that we've got to fix is your understanding of counter jungling. Right now, enemy team has no idea where you are. They now know where you are. What do you think Jarvan's going to do after this play?
He's going to probably go try to find me.
Yeah, he's going to base first, right?
Then go to his Krugs.
Yes. So you basically, when you put this ward down and you recognize they see you, we're going to use, you ever play Metal Gear Solid?
No.
Well, any stealth game, it's fine.
Yeah,
basically, you just alerted everybody that you are here and you might be going this way. So now it's a race. So when you hesitated, see, this was all useless, right? You're never getting anything done. If she knows you're here, don't assume they're bad, right? Just unless they're literally not responding and they're standing here, don't assume that they're bad. Leave the play. So you should have went here, which you did. Now the next thing, your eyes should be right here right now on the mini map. So when you're turning this corner and you're in the enemy jungle and you're going this way, your eyes need to go to here.
Okay, that makes sense.
You need to see, am I about to get spotted? So you walked right in. Look. I want you to watch the map.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That makes sense. I almost never look at that. I almost never pay attention to them.
So you basically just sent a bat signal to the other team, or a fucking signal flare or whatever, right? That you're standing there. So every single person near you is going to walk at you in a straight line. Because League's very simple when it comes to vision. All right? Do you know about what the line of scrimmage is?
Yeah, just where the minions are.
Basically, the line of scrimmage, in my opinion. Yeah, so I try to break a lot of things down to sports because it's a lot easier when people view it like that. The line of scrimmage is like this right now. Okay?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
You're over here. We're making a sneaky move, right? We're behind enemy lines. So you need to view it as such. You can't tell the whole lobby where you are, or they figure it out and they come and get you. So because you didn't put your camera down here. Well, it's not even your camera. If you didn't put your eyes down here, what you should have done is you should have checked this plant. Hit the plant over the wall. Take this, sneak behind the Gwen, hug this, because the way the vision normally works is you sneak like right here, wait for the Gwen to push up, and then just walk out at her, and then play, use your predator or whatever, and then leave. Jarvan will have to follow you, but you could still maybe get her ult or something or whatever, right? And then keep it moving. Keep it moving. Now, like I said, this was not the first time that you showed me that you didn't understand vision. So the thing here is that there's going to be a reoccurring theme in this VOD, in that you don't know what people see and you're giving no one any credit. Which makes sense, by the way. I'm not trying to insult you. You're pretty new still. You said it was like your first season, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just played a lot of games, but I guess most of my games were low silver.
Yeah, so like it's fine.
Messing around, trying to get.
It's fine. It's Vision's one of the hardest concepts to like, because you basically have to know what your enemies see without seeing what they see. You know what I mean? It's like an invisible understanding almost. Now, let's talk about this play for a second. I don't like this ult because I don't know what it does. But the other thing about it is the way you play it shows me you don't, again, we're not using vision properly. So you should be standing right here before you ult.
Okay.
So if you watch it again, you're allowed to go all the way to here. You can't see that. Technically, you're actually allowed to go all the way to here. Fun fact.
Right.
But again, this would require you to mirror where the minions are at any given point. And in your case, yeah, you could have mirrored it a little bit. It's hard though. But what I would have done is I would have walked here. I'm pretty confident that like if you're standing here, you wouldn't have showed. There's no way he can see you over this little hump.
Okay.
So it's like right there. So you need to start visualizing better the shroud. This is very important. I'm going to show this in practice too. I'm going to show you some stuff as well. Okay. Yeah, this was weird.
I didn't kill it.
Well, this was a reoccurring theme. I mean, stream nerves, yes, but the other thing is I can tell that you're doing this on your own too. You're trying to do too much. Relax. Trust me. You don't have to go crazy. You just have to make sure that when you show up, it's a good move with Fiddle. Like I said, you're not playing Italy and you were wiggling around and going all crazy like you were. It's just not how this champion vibes. You come down.
Just do like an oh fuck it, whatever.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
That kind of, or you just kind of walk up to him and press R. I mean,
no, I actually didn't mind it. I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
It's fine. There's nothing too terrible about that in my opinion. You're doing your thing. All right, let's talk about this. Again, Vision. Why are we walking up at this dude like this? Is the first question. I get it that you have Predator, but I would have rather you just succinctly kill him. Again, think about what he can see and just hug this wall and go and ult. Now, yes, he is low. If you want to kill him, you don't know what vision he has. If you're going to run at him, though, you need to think about what he's going to do when he sees you and just flash here, I think.
Okay.
Because watch. See? If you don't fear him...
Just flash Q, then...
Yeah. Because you're...
Yeah.
When I look at this, I'm just thinking... Because the reason I saw it differently, because I just knew that he's just going to jump away. And at this point, you were actually invisible. And as soon as you turn that corner, I went, oh, he's just going to walk at him? Oh, that's not going to work. Right? That's not good. Because you have to give this champion... You're not allowed to just run at this champion. Unless you saw him jump. Which you didn't. Right?
Yeah, no, I understand that.
So you're... Again, though, this is a vision issue. You're not... Yep. You're not thinking about what you're... Because again, I was cool with it, and then you went, I'm telling on myself. You need to imagine... Since I can't coach you all day, every day, right? You need to imagine when you play Fiddle, any champion though, Fiddle's the biggest one where if you don't understand this, it's going to hurt you. Because your champion, obviously you're passive too, with the fear.
Yeah.
Every time that you appear to the enemies, you better have had a fucking reason. This is the line that you crossed. This is a no-go because you can't convince me that you had a good idea here when you showed. You just ran at him without thinking. All right? I want you to make a note of this because this is a reoccurring theme. It was here too, right?
Yep.
It's going to be again later. You're going to do it again. So see, here, if we just ult it or flash and Q it, we'll never lose here. But it's because you didn't realize that as soon as you're spotted, people will respond in a certain way. So you have to visualize that. Again, I'm getting a little anxiety because in this spot, there's Jarvan. Scuttle spawns. Vision tells it all. Did you see where Jarvan was just walking?
Yeah, to the left. I didn't notice that though.
So what does that tell you? The arrow.
Yeah. Probably gonna go check on the rift.
That means the rift is happening right here.
Yep.
You know, because he just screamed it with a big ass sign, right? Why would he go that way? There's nothing there. It's either a Mord gank or rift. He can't gank Mord, right? It doesn't make any sense. He's too far away. It's the only thing that makes sense. So a lot of this game is a bit of detective work. Just quick, like, so the reason I bring this all up is not to just be annoying, but I want you to see how you're positioning. You're warding stuff that doesn't matter. You should just be standing here because you know they're about to do rift after you do scuttle. So watch. You do your scuttle. You know Jarvan's not coming for it because if he was coming for it, he would already be here, right? Because he was right there. So he can only be on rift. So that means as soon as you finish scuttle, you should just be going like this. But this is what I was saying when you're not finding that line of scrimmage and playing tight on it. Here, you should be standing right here already. You should start moving. Watch what you do, though. And this is a reoccurring theme. Finally, you get there. But look, play's already dead. Well, it's not dead. You still get it off. I'm just saying that in terms of tempo, it's a little wonky, right?
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, I was like a second too late.
Thankfully, you do make it in time. They do walk into it. It works out. But it mostly works out because I'm yelling at you to go over there if you don't remember. Who's the person in the most compromising position right now based on the information that we have?
Compromised?
Yeah, just in a shitty spot.
Oh, probably like Yasuo and Mord.
Yeah, and guess what? If you're a jungler, do you like the idea of ganking this guy too much?
No, not at all.
No, right? So again, detective work here. This guy, again, we split the map. We do a little line of scrimmage, right? This guy is probably the target that everybody's looking at. We know they're in this quadrant up top. Right? We know because if they were down here, you would have known by now.
Yeah.
So we know, just detective work here. We know where everybody is. So that means I call this the bug zapper. Everybody just goes to the bug zapper, right? Because it's the first light that they see, the Yasuo. Treat champions as big lights that bugs are flying to. They're all going here. It's the only thing that they can do. They might gank this guy, but again, you can't do anything about it anyways, so you would just camp this. Let's talk about this. So hindsight is 2020, but I was thinking this. I want you to see what he sees for a second.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a little bit confused on.
So what's happened here is that he went invis and you saw him. He didn't see you. Watch.
Okay.
So you should have just ulted over the wall.
Yeah. Okay.
This was hard though. This was hard. And I also wasn't sure how this interaction worked. Okay. To be clear. Okay. But I was thinking that it was like this, where he doesn't know who the fuck is in there technically. And we knew this was clear.
Yeah, I did. So he just knows that someone's there.
Yes. So that's why I was saying that.
Yeah, in my mind, I would just get hit by Jarvan and die. And
so if you just are over here, he doesn't see it. Again, if you're noticing reoccurring theme, it's vision, 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 vision. Every scenario that you were dealt here that allows us to carry this game is because I'm basically yelling at you over and over again to pay attention to the vision. This is where it starts really highlighting for me. I want you to watch. Now, you know this is clear, but then you just start freaking out and clicking everywhere. Clicking, you're losing your mind. Get your camera forward and watch and think about what they might do. Stop freaking out. You're fine. You know where everybody is. You just have to stare at them. You see what I mean? You know where everyone is. And you know, again, you know that they don't know that you're here. That is a very, remember that shit. Do they know that I'm here? Yes or no? No? Great. Now I get to be very patient and very smart about this. What were you gonna say?
I was just about to press R, so I pressed Predator. As you can see, I don't know if they even noticed that I pressed Predator, but I popped the Predator, and then I was about to press R, and then I don't know. I think maybe you said something like you were telling me to calm down, and then I just didn't press R, and then it was like too late to press R, and then I would not have
ever R'd this, FYI.
Okay.
You need to get them up here somewhere.
All right.
This is too wide. It will never work. This is why I was yelling at you to come back.
Earlier when I pressed, I think they were.
You almost threw the fucking game here if I didn't yell at you. To be candid.
All right.
Because this will never work. They literally, your team won't be able to follow up. Jhin might be able to a little, but not as nearly as powerful as if you wait. But see, you tried to leave again. I'm like, no, dude. They don't know you're here. Just wait. They have to push. They have nothing else to do. Right? All the objectives are gone. What can they do other than push? Just wait. Relax. So then I say, let's see this position? Much better. Now we go. Easy. Right? It's just because I'm making you fucking wait there. Don't worry about the inhib. Don't worry about... We've got to make sure that... part of the game, and this is something too... We got to be okay with giving shit away. To trade. To come back. Right? Right now, in my opinion... If we had like a graph, right? Like a gold graph. You know, here's red team. They're up here. And here's blue team right now. Okay? They're slightly ahead of us. We're going to lose stuff. That's okay. Relax and make sure you hit a big play. Not, you know, taking an inhib, whoopee fucking do. Doesn't matter. They've already gotten Baron. Who gives a shit about inhib, right? Inhib's useless. Well, at this stage... All that matters is whether or not they can actually end the game if they take that inhib. If they take that inhib, again, big whoop. Yasuo's just going to farm it. You've got wave clear for days. We'll be fine. I'm okay with sitting mid and making sure that when we show up, we equalize a bit here. Because I don't want you in a situation where you're running all over the map. Make sure that your play works. That's what I'm trying to say. Or at least you made a good attempt. Like if we had ulted here and then all of them press stopwatches and outplay us, that's fine. I would have been happy still. I want you to remember this moment when I confidently told you to say fuck dragon and go mid and make a play. Okay? Dragon is permanent. Nothing changed. Except they get the buff on the dragon. You still have Baron. Yes, it can be demoralizing, guys, if the enemy team gets a soul point. But it's very important that you understand that you don't have to go over here and just suicide for this or to let it go in your brain, right? You remember what I said? I was like, it's fucking gone. They're not retarded. I shouldn't have said retarded, but I did. Let it go, right? So then you went to mid. I said, get vision. Because where were they just now? In here, right?
Yeah.
So where do they don't likely have vision?
That makes sense.
So get in there and get me deep in enemy territory so that we can leverage the fact that they have not yet warded. They couldn't have. It's too fast. You moved right away to the opposite side, the opposite quadrant. So now, from their take, again, this is why this play is game-winning play. Because from their side, this actually happened to one of my clients just the other day. We lost to this type of dive. Same thing. Same angle and everything. Same exact dive, like verbatim from like yesterday.
Yeah.
So this one is just unbeatable dive. Your team's there. You don't have a full wave under tower, but you have Zonia's, and it's such a good like checkmate spot to try because Gwen had just finished down here. That's why I told you to dive. You have Baron, and I think I did see Tristana up here too. Either way, though, I still would have went for it because the game's not getting any easier, right? You have Baron, so you're on a timer. That buff is on a timer. Right there, you can see on the Mordekaiser. You've got to try to put the game away. Huge fucking dive here that wins the game. And it's because we took this, we sacrificed this instead of walking at it and not getting deep. Because imagine if you were late to get here.
And they would have been warding.
They ward it.
Would have been coming back up. Yeah.
They ward it, then you got to sweep it, and then they see you, and then they play over here. You see what I'm saying? So I just wanted to show you this real quick. So
that's so weird. Okay, I didn't know that. That's janky.
So like if they go to siege your tower and they're here, they can't see this. They can see that, but you see what I mean? If you walk right up here,
you go directly across from them, then might not see it.
Like they can't see you, literally.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, no, this was perfect. I mean, you had bad luck. You had some bad luck on your clear, but I think we really did get into the root of a lot of your issues, and that Fiddle is, unfortunately, he is the champion that's probably the most reliant on understanding vision. And it's something that you have a weakness in right now. But as you get better at it, you're going to realize like, holy shit, I am not playing chess at all here with the vision. And once you start doing that, it's a totally different game. You'll climb right away.
Yeah.
Cool. Good session. Good luck in your climb. I hope this helps.
All right. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good one. Appreciate you.
You as well.